Picture this. It's 3:30 in the morning on January 9th, 1976, along Calgary's 17th Avenue. Pepe's Pizza Diner glows under neon lights, friends laughing inside. A 16-year-old Métis girl named Pauline Brazeau realizes she's lost her gloves. She steps out into the biting cold night air and disappears from everyone's sight. Hours later, hunters cruising down Jumping Pound Road stumble upon something that freezes them in place. Pauline's body, stabbed 9 times, her clothes ripped away and scattered nearby like discarded evidence. Defensive wounds found on her hands, her clothes nearby, blood-soaked. Her killer simply drives off into the darkness, free to continue his life. Pauline's baby girl, just 7 months old, grows up carrying nothing but her mother's name and an aching void where memories should have been. No birthday hugs, no whispered bedtime stories, no voice to call her own. For 49 years, he builds a life in plain sight. She wrestles with questions that time refuses to answer. Until 2025, when forensic genetic technology reaches back across nearly half a century to pull his name into a Calgary courtroom. Welcome to Shadow Justice Files, Episode 2, The Girl Who Never Grew Up. Pauline Elizabeth Brazeau wasn't just another unsolved case file gathering dust. She was a 16-year-old Métis teenager from Saskatchewan, a new mother who'd gathered every ounce of courage she possessed to start fresh in Calgary alongside her infant daughter, determined to build something better for them both. That Friday night unfolded like so many others. Pepe's Pizza on 17th Avenue Southeast, a bustling diner filled with the warmth of friends and late-night chatter. Pauline was there among them, happy and full of life, the kind of ordinary joy that tragedy so often steals without warning. But around 3:30 a.m., she noticed her gloves were missing. No cause for alarm, she'd just step outside into the frigid Calgary night and retrieve them. She never returned. As morning light crept over the horizon, 2 hunters traveling Jumping Pound Road, some 22 miles west of the city, made a discovery that would haunt them forever. Pauline's body lay by the roadside, stabbed 9 times, her blood-soaked clothes crumpled nearby beneath a hastily draped coat. Defensive wounds found on her hands spoke silently of the desperate struggle she'd waged in those final moments. Calgary City Police and the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, known as the RCMP, descended on the scene with urgency. A brutal murder, a teenage mother, utterly senseless. By the mid-1990s, investigators managed to coax a DNA profile from biological evidence recovered from her body, semen left by her attacker. They held the killer's genetic fingerprint in their hands. Yet no database yielded a match. No name emerged. The case slipped into cold storage, joining countless others left to fade. Now, try to place yourself in the shoes of Pauline's daughter, 7 months old when this nightmare unfolded. Your earliest memories? Not your mother's gentle touch or the sound of her laughter, but rather the somber faces of police officers at your door. No lullabies to soothe you to sleep, no bedtime stories filled with wonder, just an endless absence where a mother's love should have been. The years stretch on mercilessly. Birthdays arrive carrying her name, but none of her presents. Pauline remains forever frozen at 16 in faded photographs, while her daughter navigates life alone, her own children growing up without ever knowing her grandmother's embrace. Case files yellow with age, detectives retire carrying unanswered questions. Potential leads evaporate like morning mist. But that DNA evidence endures, preserved patiently in evidence lockers, waiting for the day science would finally unlock its secrets. The 2020s bring change. The RCMP Historical Homicide Unit joins forces with Calgary Police cold case investigators. Pauline's long-dormant file resurfaces, selected for a revolutionary new approach, forensic genetic genealogy. In 2022, her evidence travels across borders to Othram laboratories in Texas, the undisputed masters of extracting truth from ancient DNA. Othram works their magic, pulling a viable genetic profile from material degraded by nearly half a century. That profile doesn't go to criminal databases. It journeys to everyday genealogy sites where families trace their roots. And there, among innocent ancestry seekers, the matches begin to emerge. Distant relatives of the man whose DNA stained Pauline's final moments. What follows is a painstaking investigation spanning 38 months. Massive family trees constructed branch by branch, census records pored over, obituaries cross-referenced, birth certificates scrutinized, innocent relatives methodically eliminated. Until one name stands undeniable: Ronald James Edwards, residing quietly in Sundre, Alberta. October 2022, the investigators know they've found him, but they need ironclad confirmation. Their next move reveals classic detective ingenuity. They stake out Edwards' regular haunt, a local A&W restaurant. He orders coffee, drinks, and leaves behind the crucial evidence, a discarded glass mug. Lab results return. Exact match. November 7, 2023 dawns on Sundre, Alberta. RCMP officers knock on Ronald James Edwards' door. Arrested, charged with non-capital murder, the 1976 criminal code terminology for what we'd now call second degree. Edwards remains quiet, remanded into custody. Fast forward to March 3, 2025, Calgary's Court of King's Bench. Edwards, now 75, stands before the justice system that time nearly let him escape. He enters a guilty plea: manslaughter. The Crown prosecutor lays out the chilling facts for the record. A drunk driver spots Pauline walking alone, assumes she's working as a sex worker, offers a ride that turns into isolation. What began as assault ends with a 4-inch buck knife plunging into her 9 times. He flees the scene, convinced he's left no trace. But then comes the moment that transforms 49 years of waiting into something almost unbearable to witness. Pauline's daughter rises slowly in the packed courtroom. She faces the man who stole her mother before she could form a single memory. Her victim impact statement falls like measured hammer blows. "There are no memories," she tells him steadily. "Nothing shared between her and me. No laughs, no smiles. We didn't get the chance to share the love of a mother and daughter." The room holds its collective breath. Then Ronald James Edwards rises. Tears streak his weathered face as he addresses the daughter he'll never truly know. "I'm sorry your mother was taken from you before you had a chance to know her. I was a drunken young man. I don't think I was capable of feeling anything. I just drank them away." 49 years collapse into that courtroom exchange. The sentence follows: 6.5 years imprisonment. With credit for time already served, 4.5 years remain. Pauline's family rises with remarkable dignity. Gratitude flows not just to the 2025 investigators who cracked the case, but to the original 1976 first responders who preserved that vital evidence, and every detective who revisited her file across the decades. "You never gave up," they acknowledge quietly. Pauline Brazeau never experienced adulthood, never witnessed her daughter's first steps, or shared a single birthday cake. Ronald James Edwards received nearly 50 additional years of freedom before the scales tipped. But DNA evidence possesses a patience that human memory lacks. Since 2018, forensic genealogy has unlocked over 1,000 previously impenetrable cold cases. Pauline's joins that list as one of the most recent and most poignant victories. This is Shadow Justice Files, where scientific persistence drags long-buried truth into the light. Next week, we examine a mother gunned down in an alley, her killer confessing within 72 hours, yet displaying absolute zero remorse. Subscribe now. Leave your requested cases in the comments below. Truth doesn't expire. Neither does justice.